Hey YouTubers, it's the man with the plan here. That's right, Platt. And today I'm going to show you how to make peach schnapps. So let's go. Well, I had fun last time making peppermint schnapps and I got some positive feedback. So I thought I'd make another schnapps this week. Today we're going to make peach schnapps. Now this process is a little more involved than the last one. If you remember right, our peppermint schnapps probably only really took us 30 minutes of real time, and it was ready to drink that night. This is going to take us a little longer than a week, and we're going to be using real fruit, and we're going to have to macerate the spirit first. So, like I said, it's a little more involved. Well, let's see what we need to make our peach schnapps. This is what we need to make our peach schnapps. First, you're going to need about a cup of vodka. If you want to make it high octane, then feel free to use Everclear. But for our purposes, vodka is just fine. Next, you're going to need 3/4 cup of sugar. We're going to need 2 large peaches. And then we're going to need a lemon. You won't use the whole thing, but we're just going to take a couple of peels off to add a little zest or pop to our peach schnapps. And then we're going to have a little jar that we use to macerate our fruit and spirit in. Well, let's make some schnapps. Okay, now it's time to cut our fruit. First thing I want to do is get a couple of peels off the lemon. If you remember the limoncello video, I just used a regular potato peeler. I just did a nice little cut toward me, kind of like this. And if you remember right, you don't want to cut too deep in there because you don't want to get too much of this white pith because you get a little bitterness. So I'm just going to cut 2 of these little twists off here to throw in there, and that's all I need for the peach schnapps. Now for the peaches, I want to show you an interesting little trick I learned about cutting them. If you know anything about peaches, there's a hard pit in the middle, and so they're not, you just can't slice them up like you would an apple. Also, when doing any of these fruits, you want to make sure to wash your fruit first. So take a generic kitchen knife, and you want to press in until you hit that pit. And then you want to make a complete circle running against that pit till you come back to all the way around to your original knife mark. Make sure you got all the way through to that pit. Then you're going to turn to a 90-degree angle and do the same thing over again. Do a complete 360 till you get back to the regular cut mark. And what this allows you to do then is a couple of twists back and forth, and then twist the other way, and you see how it just falls off the pit. Makes your life a lot easier. So I'm going to do that to both of these, and then I'm going to chop up the fruit and we're going to put it in our jar to macerate. So let me finish cutting up the peaches and we'll get ready to add the vodka. So I've got our peaches cut up and I've got them put in our jar. Now I'm intentionally using kind of a smallish 1-pint jar because I'm only using a cup of vodka and I want to squeeze this all together and not leave any peaches unexposed or any vodka unexposed. So I'm trying to cram it all together. So we're going to put in our 1 cup of vodka in with all our peaches. And oh boy, it's going to be a close fit. See if I can jam some down there. Alright, pretty much got all that vodka in there. And now we're going to screw our lid on. Basically, we're going to leave this like this for about 2 to 3 days. I advise you after day 2 to maybe give it a little taste, see how much of the peach you've picked up. Shouldn't be any more than 3 to 4 days at the most. But definitely after day 2, give her a try. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave this for a couple days, and then we're going to come back. Well, it's been 3 days, and we've been soaking our peaches in our vodka, and I've tasted it, and she is good to go. So we're ready to strain. Before we strain, we're going to create our sugar solution. And for those of you that's watched several of my videos, you should know this ratio. We're going to use 3/4 cup of water that I'm heating up right now, and I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Now, if you've watched any of my other liqueur videos or the syrup videos, you know the 1-to-1 ratio, water to sugar, is what we use all the time in these liqueur making videos or what have you. So in the future, if you ever want to experiment, try to make your own liqueurs or something different, remember the ratio is always be the same. 1 water to 1 sugar. It's just the amount. Maybe if we wanted to make a bigger batch, it'd be 2 cups of water to 2 cups of sugar, what have you. But the ratio will always be 1-to-1. So we're heating up our water, and we're just wanting to heat it up enough to where that sugar completely dissolves into the water. And once it clears, we're going to turn off the heat and allow it to cool. So let me get this all stirred in, and we'll go to our next step. So while our sugar solution is cooling down, now we're going to filter out the vodka from the peaches. Pour it in our container, and you've noticed a shift in color. Now we've got a nice pink peach color. And you'll also notice that we put in a cup of vodka, but we're not getting quite a cup out, and that's because the peaches is soaked up quite a bit. So we're going to kind of let this set while we're still waiting on this to cool. We're going to let some of the vodka drip out of the peaches. So we're going to let this sit, and we'll come right back. Well, alright, we got our peaches strained off. All we got is one more thing to do, and that's to add our sugar solution to the peaches. And we're going to put our lid on. Give her a little shake. And we're going to let this sit for about a day, and she'll be ready to serve. Well, folks, that was pretty simple. Peach Schnapps was easy to make. Took us a little less than a week. A couple of little items. Like I told you, the golden ratio is 1 water to 1 sugar. So if you want to, like I said, change this recipe or make a larger batch, all you have to do is just increase the amount of sugar and water, but maintain that ratio. Also, real vital when doing any kind of fruit infusion, let's say we made apricot instead of peach or another fruit, is to taste that fruit. Don't, like I said, we use 3 days, but you might need a 4th. You might need a little less time. Taste along. Don't just, if I tell you 3 days or you read a formula that tells you 6 days, don't just trust that. You trust your tongue. You might want a little less peach or a little more peach. So taste the vodka infusion you have going on. Don't just trust a set timetable. There are certain mitigating factors, the temperature in your house, the freshness of the peaches, what have you. So, but that was fun. I plan on doing more schnapps down the line. And I hope you liked this video. And if you did, please subscribe down below. Also, I ask that you please like and share these videos. Share with your friends, what have you. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below also. Well, until next time, bottoms up.